again.
Right, okay, ready? Right, ready,
Sorry,
guys?
I've got to
Yeah. So, hey guys, welcome again to another Benumu interviews. We've got the amazing Dutch mustard. Woo! Right, so I've got to say before we start that we did have an interview before in a pub, and it was so amazing with the energy and the love between you guys. We had to get you in for a video interview.
Stop.
So, how are you?
Great.
Great.
Yeah, good, man.
Thanks so much.
Really good.
Absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you.
So last time we spoke, I remember someone was cooking at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Was it?
Oh, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeding the troops.
Yeah, just him. It's always you.
Yeah. He just feeds me up.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what else have you been up to then? Because you've had loads of events on. I mean, when we spoke, you had one the night before, you had one the night after. I mean, wow.
It's going a bit crazy, to be honest. We've got like 4 shows in May, so...
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even think right now. 5th of May is the next one. That's
Road
at
Trip.
Road Trip with Live Circuit.
Yes, cool. Yeah.
They've been really cool. So yeah, we're playing with them.
Then it's
Headlining
you
at 10:30. Then it's with you in Brighton, 11th.
Woo!
Yeah. Actually, that's going to be so good.
Yeah.
We've got so many friends saying they're going to come down,
Wicked.
like travel all the way down. I'm like,
Brilliant. It's going to be off the scale. I mean,
I literally cannot wait.
It's going to be
yeah,
good
we're
fun.
super excited, man.
Supporting, I think, the best new
Yeah.
up and coming artists out there. So it's all good.
I really want to try and get I've got I'm working on the day before as well. I've been trying to find cover so I can actually come down. I want to be there for the whole weekend, but it's just like
There's some really good bands actually.
finding cover and then finding somewhere to stay. Like, can I stay with you?
Let's do it.
Just sneak
Let's
that
do
one
it.
in.
Laura's
Saturday,
coming
so-
actually.
I was going to get a sleeping bag on the beach.
Oh, well,
you know what I mean?
sweet. And we're sorted.
You know what the British weather's like. It's going to be
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Glorious.
It's going to be a stonker.
Nice and soggy.
So, how did you all meet then, guys? How did it happen?
Right. So I was doing demos. I think it was 2 years, maybe longer now actually. It must have been 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. At my friend's place. His name is Max. He lived at an old police station.
They call him Max.
They
Right.
call him Max. And Arlen was his housemate at the time and bandmate as well. And he asked me, how do you want to do drums? And I just said, I'm going to try and program it. He's like, no way, man, there's a drummer down the hall. And I was like, no, I have no money. I literally cannot afford to do this right now. I can't, come on. And he was like, no, this guy's great, he'll do it. I'm just thinking, oh, God. Here we go. And Arlen just popped
Someone
in.
doing something for free, it's got to be...
Mate, he smashed it out the park. Never heard the songs before.
Wow.
Absolutely nailed it. And it was just it's just a feel thing. And he just had it. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, I didn't even know that song was going to sound like that. So he was really part of the 2 demos that I ended up putting out to recruit for the band or whatever.
Cool.
Which all went south anyway, because I don't like the internet. I don't like meeting people like that.
Yeah.
So I met Alex at a bar that I worked at.
Cool.
And he was doing sound there. So I just used to sneak in pints and sit with him and
Very cool.
ask him nerdy questions what does this do? What does it tell me? Tell me.
Oh, brilliant. I mean,
do you want another pint? Do you want another pint?
Yeah.
And,
Another reason why she doesn't get hired by that.
yeah, they never rehired me. Let's not name the bar. And you just said to me I don't play bass, but I'm looking to play bass, and just give me a shout if you need anyone.
Okay.
I was mainly a guitarist. I did play a bit of bass in the
Yeah.
last band I was in, but it was my main passion was guitar, and but Sarah wasn't looking for a guitarist, so I was like,
okay.
well, I also play bass if you
Yeah.
for a bassist, and then
I just sent
a
the
week
demos
later.
through.
Yeah.
Actually, I did to both of you, but you didn't. I didn't even know if you knew that it was your drums on that. But anyway, I sent them the 2 songs through before I even asked them to be, because I booked a show basically and had a month to do it, to find guys to play with, and I was like, I'm doing this. I'm sick of trying to look for people. I'm just gonna ask the people I trust. And I've met, and I'm just gonna ask them. They can say no, or they can say yeah, and they both said let's do a gig.
You don't ask, you don't know, yeah?
Literally, but we did the gig as Sarah Jane and the boys, or Sarah Jane and something.
Yeah.
And literally, but we had 5 songs, and it was so much fun. We had so many people turn up, and I think we turned around to the next rehearsal. We all turned around to each other, and we were like, was one of you two let's make it a band? And I was in my head, I was like, my master plan. It was because I didn't want to put pressure on anyone, because that's why I didn't ask them for 6 months of knowing them.
Natural's better, yeah?
So it was so good. And Dutch Mustard came along with that because one of my friends came up with it, and then Nail I met him at a guitar shop where I worked at.
I remember there's
Yeah.
about that, how their eyes, met across the crowded guitar shop
No,
floor.
he literally, he was so great. He was playing like all of Smashing Pumpkins, like, I don't know. Siamese Dream, like.
Cool.
And that was the album actually that got me to write the way that I'm writing. So the way that All Dutch Mustard is.
Yeah.
Literally, I heard Cherub Rock, that song, and I was like, come again.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is for real. And I
Awesome.
literally, it just changed my whole life. Like, it had the answers to everything, personal life, anything.
Uh-huh.
I listened to the first, like, few bars of that song, and I'm like, what the fuck? Meet Nell in the shop, and I turn around, I'm like, this guy's playing Smashing Pumpkins. This guy's playing my favourite album. But he literally taught me, like, I don't know, six tracks
we
or
were
something.
sitting there for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just
She was
playing.
supposed to work. And she was just like, we were just like jamming on Smashing
Clearly,
Pumpkins
this is a
songs.
regular thing. I'm supposed to work, but I just, Nell, like, just played, and we didn't even talk, really. Like, I just was like, oh, what's that? And
Yeah, cool.
and then he sent me a message, if you need a guitarist, and I'm just like, oh god, here's another one. Like, let's write
It's like
together.
the A-Team, right? When a plan comes together.
like, I'm just thinking, like, no, like, this guy or whatever, like, it's typical.
You didn't want another guitarist, did you?
Well, no,
No.
I just wanted it to be a 3-piece, but then you sent me a video.
Yeah, when I asked her, she was like, sure, I'll call you if I need anything. I was like, it's dead. It's never going to happen.
Okay.
And then, she showed me one of her riffs. I think it was one of your demos.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. So when I went back home, I tried to like add some harmonies, like a new part to it.
Okay, cool.
So I recorded myself with my phone. I sent it to her, and she was like, "Okay, rehearsal on Monday." I'm like, I did it.
It was like done. I was just like, fuck. And then the boys, they were like, we turn up to rehearsal. I'm like, yeah, this is guy coming, and Alex is like, what? Who? What?
Hammering the fact that it wanted to be a 3-piece. I was like, well, what's happened to the...
Yeah, it was so fucking. It was like so like
And
out of the blue.
then I
wasn't
was like, and then you turned up with like a Marshall and a Line 6 like pedal, and I'm like, these are the two brands that at the time,
Yeah.
I just didn't know enough about them to really get them. Like, I was into Fender and like Orange and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Line 6, I was like, really, Line 6?
It was the fact that it was an all-in-one pedal board
Yeah.
as well. There was no... Like, it's a really cool little board, but I'd never seen anyone use it before. I was more used to like people using like standalone chain pedals.
Yeah.
And they'll have this little box that was just
Just
all
thinking
effects
like,
in
and I
one.
remember
digital
looking
box.
at you like, oh God, I'm so sorry. Like, this guy, I'm so sorry. And literally touches the guitar, and we're like, okay, we're gonna like step up now because this guy's
Wow.
fucking crazy.
Dude, that's
yeah,
cool, man.
so good. So good.
you
Need to go and
glad.
practice.
The
all.
best gear. I won't let him sell the gear now as well.
But you can.
No way.
So you mentioned a friend and Dutch Mustard, the name.
Oh yeah, Phil.
So I reckon there's a bit of a story here.
No, I mean, I used to work with Phil at a different guitar shop in Wembley, and I was looking for a band name then, and my first band was called Bad Juju, and it was Bad Juju. And like, we never actually did a gig together because like one of the members just everything needs to be pristine, and I'm just thinking like, you know, when like and you're not confident enough like as a young person to say, or you haven't worked with enough people to be like, I know what works, and you don't want to come across as annoying or too bossy, and like I was like, okay, well, this guy wants it this way, he's 10 years older than me, so I must trust him.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, that was Bad Juju, and that's gone. But Phil was like, Dutch Mustard, and I was like, no way. Like, no way. Like, that's awful. And I was like, yeah, it's cool, but it's, you know, I don't know what it is yet. But I think as soon as we met, and I just literally, I like kind of said it under my breath as well. Like, kind of being like, I'll just say it just in case, you know, maybe
See the reaction, right?
yeah, and then they were like, both of them, basically like overpowered me, and they were like, that's it. And,
Maybe
like,
not use overpowered, but yeah.
I think we were just like.
I mean,
Is it hotter than English Mustard? Come on.
outvoted.
So we've been,
Clearly,
we've, been,
yeah.
we've been trying to think of names for like an hour at that point, just
Yeah.
like throwing stuff back and forth, and we couldn't settle on anything we all agreed on. And then Sarah said that, it was just like,
This is the one.
I love it. I think
Yeah,
it's
I really
so
like
cool.
that.
I think we just wanted to
Yeah,
get
now,
going.
like,
Yeah.
I've got it tattooed on me now, like, I literally got it, like, 3 months of being a band? Like, the three of
That
us,
was brave.
actually. Mate, I just, you know, when you just, like, I don't know, you just...
No, if it's part of your
I
soul,
don't know,
it's
you
part
just
of your
feel
soul,
something,
eh?
and it doesn't matter, like, where it's going to go. I know that what we're doing now, or what we have been doing, it means what I got tattooed. It's my first tattoo, and it's my only tattoo, and I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
want
cool.
any more. I'm not addicted
No.
to that stuff, or, like... Yeah, I just knew,
It's
like...
meaningful, right? So,
yeah, so yeah,
because one thing I've noticed about you guys, because thanks again for coming to play for us at Camden Assembly. You guys
Oh man,
smashed
we
it.
absolutely loved it.
It was great.
We loved
Great
it
show.
so much.
And one thing I've noticed. Anyway, say no more about you, sir. Anyway, what I noticed was that you have a real connection. You've got a great stage presence, but there's a real connection between you. And obviously, when we did that last written interview, which we're scrapping now because this is going to be, because I just want people to see the love, right?
Oh.
The connection between you guys is amazing. So, how does the songwriting and the music writing work? Because
I mean, sometimes I guess we have different processes, but I think we're starting to find a rhythm now. But it's still like I'll come out with the core stuff. So I think in any band, like either you meet in a way where, I don't know, 3 of you, 4 of you, like you come out and you have the songs and you write them together. Or you have one person that writes something and then everyone just plays what they want you to play. Or in our case, it's like I just bring the foundation, like the bare bones.
okay, that's cool.
And I just send it. Normally, I send it to Alex. He just gets a groove for it, and especially with arrangements. Like actually, you've done a lot of that too, recently, and you actually everyone. Like I send it to the boys.
Proper team.
Yeah,
effort,
but I think it's important to come from one place because it might like not sound like the band if everybody starts to bring completely, because we've all got different characters. We all have a different thing within us.
Later on, other people can bring more of their sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of like just an accumulation of like everybody's sort of taste. Like everyone adds like a bit of a colour to it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like cooking, really. Like
add
different
literally.
layers
Add your own
and then you put it
ingredient
together.
and
And
then
It's
you've got
like
a
I'll
beautiful
bring
place
like the
at end of it.
potatoes and like the beef and the vegetables, and then the boys come and they bring the spices
That's it.
and like I don't know, anything that makes it better.
I'm having college flashbacks. My old college teacher used to like. This is how he used to explain mixing to me. He used to say it's like a trifle. You've got to have your biscuit base, and then the mix is like the cream. Oh god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. Like,
I bet his Sunday teas were fantastic.
you never actually brought us a trifle. I feel like I've been robbed now.
Bloody cheap.
But yeah, now we just we're trying to do more demos in a way. Like I always make demos, I guess, because I send it to the boys, but it's normally me and the guitar, or sometimes I find a drum loop. But now I now remember how to program drums because we googled it the other day and figured it out. Anyway.
Wicked.
Yeah, it's normally me and the guitar, and it's like I know that I want them to write what they write, because if they don't, it's not Dutch Mustard. So I can always say like I'm thinking like this kind of beat, or I'm thinking this kind of bass line, or Neil, like can you? I always sing the lines to him. Like can you like try like and then he's like like here it is. No, it is like I want to be like you. I was like, can you go like dee 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 dee, and you're like. It's right there.
No,
like
that's great.
It's awesome. Like, and they totally like everybody writes. All the boys write their own stuff in their own time and their own thing as well. So that's why I wanted us to, have this where everybody feels connected.
That's what I've noticed with the connection that you have. It's really, really positive. And we speak to a lot of bands, and not everybody has that connection on the same wavelengths as you guys have. There seems some dominant guys, but you guys seem very much sort of.
I think when everyone's working,
it's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, working towards the same cause, it's sort of that's when like things go right. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So often do you rehearse then? I mean, once a week, twice a week,
not enough.
Once a month.
Not
I mean,
enough.
Oh, more than once a month, Christ.
No, it's like we try
Sarcasm, sorry.
Yeah, we try to do once a week.
Yeah.
It's tricky because everyone's so busy.
Like
Well, no, because you're
Nels,
busy. I bumped into you the other
Several
day at a
times
gig.
this week.
We usually
do
do
that.
It's normally once a
We
week.
managed to pull it together about once
I mean,
a week,
sometimes though, if we've not seen each other for whatever reason, like Neil does exams or like whatever, we try and do like 2 1 week just to catch up on the one we've missed. But we've got writing sessions now too, so it's getting quite intense because we're trying to put the EP together. So, but it's all like happening really. It's like we're like running before we can walk almost, but like we can run. But it's just like we have to find the time because
everyone's busy, right?
Well, yeah, but we all work. Like Arlen and I work together now.
Yeah.
Like we work at the same bar, and like it's amazing. But like we all have jobs.
Great beer, by the way.
Isn't it,
Yeah.
Jess?
It's absolutely great beer. My
Don't
goodness.
talk about beer.
But no,
been a
like
long day.
it's just finding the time. But we're lucky because we get to choose our hours now. So
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
just works really well.
I'm his little personal assistant.
Yeah, it's great.
Like
I love it.
just tell, and like my boss is an absolute legend. Like
Brilliant.
he's a musician as well.
He gets it then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, gets it.
100%.
Yeah,
And
he's-
you're pretty lucky as well that you're your own boss, so you get to choose.
That's the godsend of it. Like, because I engineer at a venue in Dalston. And if I need to find cover, I can just book someone else.
Yeah.
in.
Just for the record, Alex is an absolute legend as a sound engineer. Every gig I've been to, and Alex has been doing, the sound has been incredible to the point where I've been to those venues before, and it's been mediocre. When Alex is doing it, it's been off the scale. So I'm only taking 10% commission off people if you want to book him now.
Nice.
No, on a serious note, like, yeah, you've got a talent there as well, dude.
Thank you.
And I imagine all the late hours you work, it's difficult. So,
Yeah, can
live
be.
music scene.
Yeah.
So I think 22 now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
baby.
shouldn't have got so loud.
I think everyone knows I'm 25. It's all right.
Come on now.
So I've seen lots change, whether it was electronic music or band music and so forth. I mean, at the moment there seems to be, a real wave of guitar music and some fusion with electronic music as well. How have you seen the industry change and the music, the other bands that you work with? I mean, it's such a level of musicianship
And
now. I
it's
mean, you must
epic,
have seen
actually.
so much change in, let's say, 3 years.
It's really epic. Like, I've been gigging since I was 17. I started travelling to London to do solo gigs and stuff. So a lot of people actually, this is fucking cool, but a lot of people I've met since then doing solo stuff come to the gigs now, because I used to tell them then,
Wicked.
I'm going to be in a band. Like,
Yeah.
I'm working
Just
on the
watch
songs. I'm going to find them. Like, no, like, and they've been following the page, and like I still have my old page,
Cool.
but I just posted a lot of stuff on there, and they come. And we've just met so many bands now where everybody knows someone, and it's like, oh yeah, but Alex is in your band? There's a girl that I work, Ashley. There's a girl that I work with, they grew up together, and she had no idea.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember you mentioning
Small
this.
world,
Yeah,
man.
that's so cool.
but yeah, no, but the bands are amazing. Like, who've we been gigging with?
Oh, we're playing some. So we love
So
playing. There's a
many.
band called Beach Riot who.
Oh,
I know they're coming to Brighton. Right?
Yes,
they're
I know.
great, by the way.
We
those
literally
guys.
love
Yeah.
them. They're so great.
very cool.
That's one of the first bands that I've seen in a long time where I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
shit.
they've got something cool
I was
going on,
supposed
yeah.
to go home as well because I think I'd work early and I had to carry all the gear and like drive back. And I was just stood there first song and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
I can't leave.
Yeah.
I actually can't
Be
leave.
rude to, yeah?
They were so good, mate. They were so good. And yeah, like, who else? Big Peyote, they're good.
Quite a lot. We've played with the
We've
Void.
played with them a lot.
The Love
Avoid
Circa
have been
Never
good.
as
Yeah,
well.
Circa Never have
Yeah,
been
they're
really
good.
good. They like
Yeah, I mean,
out
good things
grunged
about
us.
those guys. Great, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good
No, they're really, really good actually. I enjoyed their show a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we play with so many bands, and there's so many others as well that we want to play with that we haven't had
Yeah.
a chance. You were saying like a blend of electric and like rock music. Like, do you know Husky Loops? Man, I only discovered them like a year ago, and they were one of the ones that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like you sit down and listen to it, and you just every single song is just like, okay, I've got to listen to the next one. Oh, and the next one. Like,
Yeah.
just
It's amazing, isn't it?
But there's a real
Absolutely,
community
yeah.
going on as well.
That's what I
Like-
wanted to touch on.
Well,
'cause-
I work next door to Annie and Nick, who play in Big Peyote on Denmark Street. So, like, we cross each other's paths, but we didn't know, like, I didn't know she was in a band. I didn't know Nick was in their band. I didn't know he even worked there. And we're just walking past getting coffee. So, like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And, like, I saw you last night. I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, we all work here. Oh, okay, cool.
Amazing.
And, like, and we're all so supportive. And Annie was definitely saying at the Dublin Castle gig, like, I think we said something on the mic where we were like, there's just such an electric thing going on with the crowd. Like, they make me feel so comfortable. Like, it's been such a, like, I don't know, growth in my personal life as well. Like, when I'm on stage, like, it's the crowd that's brought me
course,
to
yeah.
feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's so many of the same people. And then they bring new people.
Yep.
And like everybody's just
It's a movement, right?
Yeah, but they're all
100%.
hungry for what we're hungry for, which is like good
Yeah.
fucking shows
Yeah,
and
amen.
like crazy music. Like
Yeah.
let's do it. So
But yeah, I was gonna say like because I've been doing this as well for so long. You meet, I met so many people when I was like engineering other bands and playing in other bands, and it's really heartening to see all those people sort of coming back round and still supporting.
Yeah.
What what we're all doing. Like it is.
There's a force
a
there, right?
massive community, yeah, and we couldn't. No, I don't think any band could survive without it. Like
Agreed.
actually, Climb the Attic as well. They've been a massive
like
support.
Yeah.
They're good guys. They
Yeah.
did a gig for us
Great
the other
band,
night. I mean,
yeah.
they're lovely guys.
couldn't
But they're
name
also
them
we
all.
used to
Lovely
rehearse
guys.
at like with Hugh as well. So where
Yeah.
we met.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, I used to live with him, and they would rehearse down in the basement. So
Down the Elephant.
Yeah.
down an elephant.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's
we
an absolute
rehearsed there for a
godsend.
year and a bit actually. That was
Yeah.
our foundation of us really.
That was the only reason the band could take off, because we were all really
skins.
poor around that time as well. So it's just like, well, how are we going to keep?
They don't even charge. I remember asking them, "Can we pay you like 20 quid every time?" They're like, "No." Like,
Well, they want to see you succeed, right? Because that's how
they're
it
doing the
works.
same thing. So it was they call me
That's
Max
it, everyone
and
sort
then
of-
Climb the Attic and
It's all about love and sharing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's sympathy for what everyone
Well, without
else
being
is
too much of an
doing,
old
they're
hippie, you know.
No, hippie away, man.
You know what? Hugh
Yeah.
still lets me park my car there now.
Do you know what?
From Climb the Attic.
If you're listening to this, Hugh, I'll give you a big kiss. No, but when,
I
you know,
fucking wouldn't.
on the cheek, sir. What did you mean? No, the thing is, like, you know, we do loads and loads of events, as you know, and especially at Camden Assembly, we've got the green room, and what's beautiful about it is I pop up, see if everyone's all right, because we get the beers in and everything, and everyone's talking, hugging, sharing,
Yeah.
and caring. It's like talk about gig swaps and what everyone is up. There's a real sense that there's, although everyone's in different bands and stuff, it's that thing of everyone comes together to support this
This is it.
scene that's actually going somewhere again now.
You see so many people from like so many different bands turning up at all of these gigs as well. Like I see people from Hawks and Tiger Mimic and Weekend Recovery and all of these bands just like, and Deborah Rice as well. Paul's at so many gigs, just like. It's all you like.
Yeah,
you couldn't
Tiger
do
Mimic,
without
I see those guys everywhere as well. They
love
come
Also,
all out,
can we
mate.
just
They're
like give a
brilliant.
shout out to the photographers?
Oh yeah.
Because oh my god,
No, do it.
like
do
no,
it.
seriously,
Do
we
it.
have
Yeah,
every
true.
time we play, there's like a whole row of guys.
Yeah, and
Just
Melly as well.
Melly,
And we get
yeah,
Lisa
like
as well.
loads
Like, I
of
love
Yeah.
Lisa.
guys and girls. Actually, that San, she was really good. But they just give
She
us
was
the
so good.
Go
photos.
shout them out, mate. That's what it's
Yeah,
about. 'Cause, you know,
Paul.
they work hard. They work
Got
really
Dave
hard. You know,
Stock
they've got
as
a lot of
well,
love. So
Dave, Alan Wells as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Alan, yeah.
There's so many.
So many. Neil Anderson, Kira.
God damn, yeah.
There's more. Wait, we're missing Chris Patmore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
too many.
Chris.
Yeah.
But they go out of their way
Chris.
to actually
There's
like.
so
You know
many.
Chris?
Yeah, he's a legend.
But
yeah.
like-
Chris.
There's another guy. I can't think of his name. He's so good.
Where have you seen him? Probably knows
Andres,
him.
something Andres. Oh, he's so great.
Oh yeah.
There's an ecosystem, basically, is what we're saying. I think.
Paulie Andres,
And everyone
something
sort
like
of
that.
feeds with each other and like helps each other out. And
He's
Yep.
really great
He's really
though.
good, and I feel really
But they're
good
all
about him.
anyway, like these guys, like without them, we couldn't. Because nowadays you have to have your social media,
Mm-hmm.
which sucks. Because I actually personally, like, don't really want to have
You
it.
don't want to get drawn into it.
I just
do
do
you? That's
it
the
because
thing.
I know that if we don't have an online, then you don't get booked for
You've
stuff.
got to balance, right?
Yeah.
Online
Yeah.
and offline.
But without
that's the
these
key, right?
photographers,
it's very helpful though.
Yeah,
like, in a lot of-
100%. That's why we have it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not like we all go sit here taking selfies every day.
Yeah.
Do you know, like,
Narcissist,
do you know what I mean?
free
Like,
zone, right?
sorry if you do.
Aren't you on Alex's other social network he's on, that private one?
Actually,
Oh, that one we don't talk about that.
That subscription one?
Subscription only, mate.
Sorry,
Yeah,
back
no.
to music, back to music.
Back to music,
So
yeah.
obviously you do a lot of gigs in London. Where's your favourite place outside of London to play?
outside of London, I don't think I found it yet, personally.
Okay.
Alex, you've been to a lot of gigs,
Yeah.
but played. I mean,
I mean, it's more about where I like engineering, but
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want to like bad. I mean, yeah, we've not played a lot of places outside of London yet, to be fair. So it would be difficult to pinpoint one.
yeah, absolutely.
Anyone you like, you just think, oh, I'd love to play in that city.
Oh.
Manchester.
Yeah, you're doing that soon.
Yeah, actually, no, true say, Brighton. Like,
Cool.
I've emailed so many promoters and they're just like, oh, not promoters, venues. You need a promoter. And then it's like, no one gets back to you. And you're like, well, whatever. But luckily we met you. So.
Well, there we go. Bosh. Now you're going to love it. It's going to be
Literally,
bloody, bloody
Brighton, actually. We've been trying that for a
I'd
long
love to
time.
go to Manchester.
good scene.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good
More
scene
up
there.
north, yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool
There's
as
so
well.
much cool stuff going on
Sheffield,
up there.
Leeds, there's loads.
Yeah.
Leeds,
Glasgow.
I know
yeah.
we got so much that we
Edinburgh.
haven't explored yet. Like.
Do you know Northern Exposure as well? They were really good.
Yeah,
promotion
I know-
company
I know
putting
Rachel,
stuff
yeah,
up
of course.
there. There's some really cool stuff going on up north. So like, but it's just petrol costs and like being able
Well,
to,
that's a good thing to actually feed onto, which is what are the challenges? You know, as a sort of I'm not going to say fledgling
Money.
because you're not, but like let's say compared to the Rolling Stones, you're a relatively new band, right?
Yeah.
So what are the major challenges? Because I think people want to hear this
Money.
to really understand what it's about.
Money.
Yeah.
If
Money.
we,
Just
if
money
we,
or
Time.
No, like money.
Time,
No,
yeah.
yeah, but if we had money, we'd have the time.
Yeah, well,
Because
that's
we
it.
wouldn't
It's
have
all-
to work.
That's
Money, man, I'm telling you.
It's like you don't like. It's not about being rich. It's just
No.
about having enough to get by.
Like
and
if
to,
we
do
could
what you
support,
wanna
like back
do.
in the day, you got paid for gigs more or whatever. But we play free shows all the time because we
Yeah.
love it. But that doesn't mean that like like I work every day, and my days off are with these guys.
Yeah.
You know, which is amazing, and I love it. But it means you kind of lose, like, what's going on in your head sometimes. Like we're doing yoga now, me and Arlen. Like,
I know you were saying earlier.
no, but
Hey.
seriously, just to like find your center, because it's like without money you can't get anything, and luckily there's 4 of us, so we try and split everything equal.
That's cool.
Which is really good, but it's still a lot of money to get a good recording, a 3-track EP.
Yep.
You know, we're not talking albums, we're talking just good singles, good, and you want it to be good. So you won't go for less, especially like Alex is a sound engineer. We've all worked with
It's got to be
people,
the best, right? Because you
and
guys
we
are
know
awesome,
what's
so
good
you
now.
can't-
You
that's
know,
no good.
we've had shit songs. Like we've all been like teenagers. We know what sounds rubbish, and now it's like
Hairbrush microphone.
Yeah.
But we
yeah.
know like you need the
Every
money.
weekend.
But I mean, I've all the respect to the guys that can make amazing bedroom albums, and like I mean, like massive respect. That's amazing. But I can't. Like it's not. I'm not there. I'm not clever enough, or I don't know that side of things to do that at home.
You haven't practiced enough. But
Well,
then we
I
haven't
think
got
so.
enough
Yeah, but
time
then
to practice.
I still feel like I would rather work with a producer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And,
It's
like-
always good to have
Well,
an
the producer
outside
brings
opinion.
a whole like
Yeah, it brings a
sort
whole
of
new
perspective
wave.
Yeah, of
to
course.
it, so.
Yeah.
And also it makes you feel good to walk into a studio, you know? You're like, oh, this is great. Like if you're in your bedroom, you're always in your bedroom. Like what kind of, you know, you just, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's money, I think. Money and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is like when you, because I remember I went over the Christmas period. I went for like 3 or 4 months without having like a single day off.
Yeah.
And it's like it gets into your head, you know.
Yeah,
Like
of course,
you
man.
start to hate the thing that you originally loved.
Yeah.
And just being able to like take a couple of days off, like a month or just
Without
like
the
a day
walls
off a
closing
week.
in, yeah?
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just to be able to like
Too much of anything.
take a
yeah.
breath and like do something that you don't need to think about work. You don't need to think about anything for a day, and then when you come back to it, it's like
Refreshed,
you have a whole
vitalised.
new level of like
re-energized,
enthusiasm.
all the good stuff.
I'd
Yeah,
say like
100%.
drinking is a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like, you know,
most
I'm not
people,
like
yeah.
Oh, that wasn't a laugh at
but-
Sarah's an alcoholic. I meant like yeah.
no,
it's
like
different for
I'm
all
not,
of us, I
just so
think.
we know. But like when you're trying to like, when you don't have time off, you don't have time for yourself. Like for me, my time to let loose is when I have a little drink or something. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't smoke
yeah.
pot anymore or any of that. Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
years ago.
Or
But
ever because it's illegal.
Kids,
wow, coming from Alex, everyone. Just so we know, yeah. Okay, no, no, like.
drugs are bad.
No, like, I mean, to be fair, like, I've not touched, I mean, I don't do drugs. But, like, drinking, I think it's hard because, like, I just feel like when I have a little drink, like, I can let go. But then when you do that, you just feel shit the next day because, again, you don't have a day off. So you've actually, like, put yourself 2 days back because you're having a hangover. And then you're just putting yourself behind to then get your mental state back up again. Like, it's just like a cycle of, like, shit.
Doesn't help when you work in
Except for
bars.
music.
Yeah, like we work in bars as well. Like, I
in
work in a
bars.
guitar shop still, but they're even worse. Like honestly, like it's you know
Do you think that's something to do with the creative industry though? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
And
you
it's
have-
amazing.
Because I've been known to have a drink now and again. I mean,
Yeah, and I love it. Like we all love it, but like sometimes you just have to like
Take a couple of days
steady yourself.
yeah, of
You
course.
know, you can't.
It's wise words for people listening, new bands as well, and you know, because it's just keep
Yeah,
it in
yeah.
check, otherwise you'd always
I'm
go
not
down,
saying-
You have
too
to
far
have
down
that
that road, right?
self-control, like, otherwise you
Yeah.
never get anything
Nail's
done.
Amen.
really good at it, by the way. Like self-control and
Not
stuff.
even drinking at first. He's not.
Leaving drinks under the table.
No, like now.
I think you're going to corrupt him.
I've never.
Take note,
We've
everyone.
been trying. We've been
This
trying.
sweet young
so
man
long.
now. We'll interview again
One
in 6
day, I'm
months and
telling you,
we'll
one
see.
day. No, like, no, he's really good. Like, sometimes when he's like, because I'll be like, oh, I'm going for a cigarette, I'm going for, he's like, you don't need one. I'm like, yeah, I don't. And then I don't. You know,
Oh,
like,
you're Captain Calm.
he
Yeah,
is
like
a
the
Marvel
wise
hero.
spirit. Of
yeah,
it.
but then he messages me like, oh, I'm so hungover. And I'm like, well, you weren't with us. Like, who have you been drinking with,
What
you
other
little
friends you
traitor?
had?
I love that, I love
like,
that.
why are you not getting drunk with us for?
It's because
But,
he has a good enough time with us that he doesn't need to.
oh, there you go.
Exactly. He said it.
High on life. High on life. So what's happening in the next 6 months then, guys? 'Cause I know you're super busy, but talk
Lots.
to us. What's happening?
A lot. So we've got first of all, we've got a single coming out on the 1st of June
Yeah, hey.
called Society is Sick. And we're going to be playing Camden Rocks that day as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, in a little cafe.
Congratulations
there.
on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Jolly
It's
good.
going to be
Yeah, it's gonna
super
be
fun.
that. Yeah.
Then we have a festival in Derbyshire.
We've got
That's
the good
before
mixer
then.
first.
No, we've got Derbyshire.
Oh, is
at
that May?
Bearded Theory,
Yeah,
26th of May.
So
And
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Good Mixer as well in June 16th.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then July, nothing.
Yeah.
And we don't want anything in July.
No, exactly. Have some time to yourself.
No,
right?
not just that. Like, we want to make sure, because we've been playing like every week since January.
Yeah.
Like, we want to make sure that, like, we know that people keep turning up and stuff, but we want to give them something really great.
You don't want to saturate, right?
Well,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also for everyone else, like, we don't want them to feel like they're getting lost in the sauce. And like what we're doing, like we want them to like, you know, like if we actually all take a breath for like a month, all recuperate, and then when we have our EP launch actually, but we're doing a gig with you first.
We're doing a festival together.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be pretty massive.
And that's in August, right?
August the 25th.
Yeah, so that's the next one after
There's
that.
an amazing lineup, by the way, for that one. So I think you're going to absolutely love it. And it's all about, that one's particularly about supporting rising stars. So all the big press gets involved.
Nice.
And it's the ones to look out for next year. For
we just
early
want
festival stage.
to keep it brewing for that,
Yeah.
and for the EP launch in September, which we're doing with you as well.
Awesome sauce.
So literally, we're just like hitting the studio the day after Camden Rock, so you boys can't get fucked up. It's bass and drums first.
I love that. I can't wait. I'm going to come just to see how much you get fucked up.
Oh, mate. You don't know half of it.
And you the ringleader as well. That's what I love about
Well,
it.
but Noah and I can go crazy, but then these two have to go in the studio on the 2nd, and then 3rd, 4th, it's me and Nell for like 2 days.
Cool, okay.
I can't smoke though. I can't smoke or drink for like a week or something.
Wow.
I've been getting notes from Ian, our producer.
Right.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
pretty
no, but
cool.
not like
Oh,
anything,
yeah.
nothing bad. Just he's just like, SJ, I've heard your voice when you weren't drinking and when you
Right.
weren't smoking, and I'm like, oh, dude, stop. And he's like, no.
Do you know it's true?
Well,
though?
And like,
That's it.
and he's like, no, he's right. He's
'cause he
so
cares,
right.
though, that's what
And he
you want,
says to me, he's like, you know what? It's not the booze. It's just because you shout when you drink. I'm like, oh, I know.
Yeah, but
Plus
he
you do-
cares, right? And I think that's
Yeah.
what you pay. One of the elements that you're paying for.
Yeah, but this
as
guy
well, right?
actually, he's
Yeah,
so
he knows
amazing.
us.
He's actually part of every step of the process of these songs as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we send him every movement, anything we change, we send him and we check with him. What do you think? You know, what's your vibe on this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's really a big part of. And I don't know, in my personal life, he's becoming a real friend of
So
mine.
it's a team, right?
Actually,
That's important.
I don't know
'cause you
about
wanna
the
feel-
boys, but I've
Yeah,
been
exactly.
talking
You
to
need
him a
someone that you
lot.
can trust.
Like,
Yeah, of
In
course.
terms of the music and that.
Yeah.
like,
He works with some
Opinions
really
and that.
cool bands
Yes.
as well. Like,
Okay.
do you know Gold Baby? You know Gold Baby
Not-
Sean?
No.
So they
Right.
they'd recorded a couple of tracks with him at his studio, and like, oh god, yeah, they're a really cool band, and they do some really intricate stuff. So they need like intricate production as
Yeah.
well, and like he's done wonders.
But
Look them up. I think
Ian
you'll
Yeah,
like
just
no.
has,
Well, I'll speak to him. Yeah,
Rocky Pop.
definitely. Okay.
You'll like it.
Ian just has a vibe, and like
Yeah.
whenever I see him now, like I think the first time I was a bit nervous going in the studio, because all you think when you haven't met them before or whatever, you think money. Like if I fuck this up, I've fucking wasted like this
No, I
much
get
money.
that. Yeah, of course.
But he calmed me down straight away, and like the boy, I think you all were really good,
true
and you
pro,
were like,
right?
you know. But the second time we went in, this guy, like, he makes me feel. I don't know about you guys, but he makes me feel so centered, and he's like my
Okay.
friend, and it's
That's
literally
cool.
like I go
That's
in
very
there,
cool.
and he's like, try this, and I have to try the weirdest stuff, and I'm like, I'll still do it, you know, and if it works, it works, but it's just someone.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's with a completely different mindset, who,
Yeah.
you know, he's
That's
so
value.
great.
That's value, right? That's
Yeah,
that's. Don't think about the money then. That's think about the value that you
Yeah,
get.
yeah,
That
well,
sounds
that's it,
very
like-
cool.
Yeah.
You've got to feel comfortable in the studio to get the, to bring the best out of you. Sort of
Yeah.
thing.
And he's a big part
So
of
that's-
our sound, actually, who found, I really think he's the one that helped us kind of discover
Like,
what we
develop-
can be.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
before we met him, we had some recordings. They were good too.
Yeah.
But we've redone them. They're coming out again in July. Like,
Excellent. I
we-
think that's
and
great.
We've
though.
redone them
Remix,
with him.
remix.
You know,
Remix.
yeah, and
Live
well,
and
we
learn, don't you?
re-recorded. We added more vocals, more
Yeah.
guitars.
Get
like,
the true potential out of it, right? You know?
but like Ian
Yeah.
just
That's the
captured
thing,
us
like,
all. I think.
you can work with so many people, and it's not to say that they're bad at what they do.
No,
it's just
not
like
at all.
if it doesn't quite gel, if there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just I don't know if but with Ian it was just it just made sense like straight away and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think when we met him for the first pint that we had with him, it was like, oh.
Water, just hasten to add. If there's anyone under 18
Yeah,
watching.
water, of course. Orange
Mineral.
juice.
Yeah, big sparkling.
Only the best.
None of that tap.
Yeah,
So,
no.
with regards to influencers and role models, is there anyone else when you were sort of growing up that made you think to yourself, hang on, they're off the scale, I'd like to be like them one day?
Zach Mooneyham. For real, School of Rock made me play guitar.
Bosh, you heard it
Like,
here first?
no joke, like literally, I was a massive tomboy, like I wanted to be a boy.
Yeah.
Literally, I was wearing like everything camouflage cap, camouflage shorts, like
Action
everything
roll.
green.
haven't been shown these photos.
But no, they're not coming out. I don't want you to meet my dad. I don't want you to meet my dad. No, but I had pink leggings underneath my green shorts, like.
Oh, bless. That's really cool.
Anyway, like
That's really cool.
Where's he coming on stage? That's what I want to know.
literally 8 years old, I saw that movie and I was like, oh my god. And then my parents, they were like, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, oh, I'd really like an electric guitar like this.
Oh, wow,
They
okay.
got me a bass guitar. and like, hey, yeah.
What's your beef? Not a bass guitar.
Press pause, it's going to kick off, it's going to kick
No,
on.
like, I mean, I love me a bass. I regret it because I traded it in for acoustic. Like,
Oh, okay, right.
Well, yeah.
anyway, and it was a great Mexican Fender bass, like a telly
wow.
bass. It was a telly bass. It was so good. Anyway.
Nice.
Traded it in, then did some acoustic stuff that we're not going to talk about, and yeah, that's it. And then now Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana,
Nirvana.
Pearl
Red Hot
Jam,
Chili Peppers.
Soundgarden, Chili Peppers.
Soundgarden,
yeah.
all hail. Yeah.
But yeah, Zach Mooneyham, forever.
Right, so let's back to Britney Spears. So, so, come on, guys, who were your influences and such? Come on.
Oh, baby.
You first.
I started playing guitar because of Guns N' Roses.
Cool, yeah.
So that's a massive influence for me.
Oh god, and you should hear. So
Oh
so at the studio where we're recording, Nell's currently like lay down some guitar for a film that's being filmed in Morocco.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And he was just told to like let loose and do whatever, and it sounds like a Slash solo. It's
Really?
insane. This
Awesome,
thing.
man.
He
No,
played
because-
it.
Because the band in the movie is supposed to be kind of influenced by Guns N' Roses, so the
Okay.
guy wanted a track that reflects that kind of spirit.
Yeah.
So it was just like go like full Slash mode, you know, like just all those
Hey,
licks,
man,
the,
awesome
the riffs,
sauce, right?
everything.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, but he said to me the other day, he's like, I'm a bit scared of copyrights, actually.
Yeah, I was
really?
actually scared of
Yeah.
It
Slash,
sound-
if you're listening, it's not like it at all, bro.
No, but it sounded really good at the end.
Amazing,
We're happy.
dude.
else, yeah.
Again, Ian producing
Ian.
it.
Okay, I think he's got it seems like he's got a great thing going on with you
man,
guys.
He's really, really good. He's very, very good. But yeah, sorry, interrupted. Carry
Your
on.
influences?
Yeah, wait.
I haven't
This
finished
is,
yet.
that's not it. It was Guns N' Roses first. Then I discovered the whole like 90s thing with Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins,
Yeah.
Foo Fighters, the first album, Nirvana. Whatever. And yeah, I think that's it. That's just the mix of everything that makes the.
Yeah, big
Everything
fans, I
we-
mean, they're wow.
Yeah.
Legends, absolute legends. So, sir.
So I think, I mean, like the list's endless, really, isn't it? Like in
ABBA.
terms of oh yeah, ABBA, you know,
God.
that sort of thing. I love. But I remember when I was 8 years old, the first two like CDs I got were, I think Red Hot Chili Peppers. No, the first three. Sorry, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses, and Green Day.
Yeah.
And that's really what started like my interest in sort of
Wish
like
mine were that
rock.
cool.
I
And
like
ever
Green
since
Day
then, it's just
too.
sort of grown.
Because Green Day were pretty.
Mate, I love
Oh
Green
man,
Day.
love it.
Yeah,
Green
a lot of
Day.
energy there,
That
I
was
mean.
one of my first CDs as well.
That's it.
Green Day, mate.
Oh, I forgot Jeff Buckley as well.
Oh yeah, Jeff
Right,
Buckley.
cool.
Yes,
Very important.
yes.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Later on, obviously, like expanded like massively, like Jeff Buckley,
Hendrix.
Hendrix,
Muddy
all
Waters,
the
any
old
of the old
stuff like
bluesy
the
stuff
Who,
as well, any of that kind of
the
stuff?
Stones, like
Tickles in it all, or?
I mean, I have like I like Miles Davis,
Mm.
but it doesn't like obviously inspire me to play fucking rock and roll guitar. But
No, I get that.
it's
yeah.
my bath time music. Miles Davis, I love it. Kind of blue. I love it.
Mm.
Yeah.
A bit of Robert Johnson as well. The original.
Yes.
The original.
Yes, indeed. Sold his soul on the crossroads.
That started me playing blues.
Yeah. There's a
You
great
can
Netflix
speak
thing out
blues
about
for
him, actually.
days.
Yeah, you can.
Nell's a massive blues.
Not a massive
You
blues
are.
fan.
Just massive
Yeah, but
blues
that's where
player.
like rock and roll sort of started.
Yeah, I
like,
think that's the
way-
roots
I
of
think, like,
rock and roll
jazz,
anyway.
100%.
I love a bit of
100%.
everything though, really. Like,
Yeah.
I think you've got to be able to take influence from like
Everything.
everything.
That was my point, really. That,
Yeah.
You know, you've got to
You've got to be
able
open-minded about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the whole sort of thing with music, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, 100%. So, Alex, hit me, baby, one more time.
So, the first band that actually got me to play guitar, and it's a bit embarrassing,
Oh, please don't.
Blink 182.
Oh, okay.
Man,
okay.
you can't knock Blink 182. The drumming
True
in that
story.
is insane.
Travis
I'm
Barker,
out.
he's a hero.
Travis
But
Barker's insane drummer.
I didn't even pick up a guitar for the first time until I was 16.
Mhm.
So I was a bit of a late bloomer, music wise. But yeah, like I was going out with a girl, my first ever girlfriend, and she had a guitar in her room, and she was also pretty obsessed with the band. And I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll have a little play around on.
Gotta
have a little play
entertain.
around. First song I ever played on a guitar was "Stay Together for the Kids." Remember that one?
I don't.
Way too difficult to play for
No,
a
I
novice.
I was going
Way
to
too
say,
difficult.
man.
It took me a month till you get it down. I was just like, why am I even? Yeah. But,
Start off on a Bo Diddley.
yeah. But yeah, it was like I was big into my pop punk when I was 16, 17. So that's what really got me into playing guitar. But yeah, and I only started playing bass because it was that classic story of the band, like the bassist leaves and I was the guitarist. So it was like I got put onto bass. So I was like, well, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to play this thing properly, you know? Like started learning to play with fingerstyle, like did that for ages. And then I met, you know, Calvin Louise, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Yeah,
I
they
met
played for a couple of times, yeah.
met my friend Alizon, and I had like long conversations with him about playing bass, because you know he only ever plays with plectrum. He never uses his fingers, and that was what made me realise that there's no right or wrong way to
What's
do
natural
this.
to you, eh?
Yeah.
And I've been sort of like fooling myself almost, like trying to play finger, because it's like it's fine, but it wasn't the way that I naturally like went.
Yeah, you want
to.
it to be natural because you get more feel. Cause
It's really
you
weird
doing
actually.
it.
Like when I play bass, I always play plectrum now, but when I play guitar, I play finger.
Yeah, you do actually. No, I picked up
True.
on that.
Switched it
I
on.
actually did pick up on that.
I'm just like,
And when
yeah.
you play drums, you blow on it.
But yeah, like I do like some of the songs that we have where I still have like some finger elements because it needs to be
Yeah.
like a little softer or a little bit more like locking into.
It's a different kind of sound as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly. It depends on the sound that's needed. Like I try each, and like depending on what sounds best. Like at first I was doing it depending on what was easier, and obviously it's not the right way to do it.
Yeah, well,
So,
yeah.
like, eventually like managed to like push myself past that and actually be like, yeah, so whatever sounds best, that's the way that it's got to be.
I mean, we're all still learning. Like,
Never stop learning.
Always, forever.
I'm so sloppy. Like, it's since I met Neil that I'm actually finding new ways to play the guitar, and I've been playing for 14 years.
That's great though. 'Cause you're all inspiring each other, right?
Yeah,
That's how
but
it
he's
should
like,
be.
I remember him looking at me this one time and he's like, what are you doing?
No,
yeah, you have. Yeah,
I
you
can
have.
remember that.
Yeah, you have. You were like, what are you doing with your right hand? It's always here.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
true.
like,
I remember now. I
And
remember,
I'm
yeah.
like, well, I'm just playing. And I'm just like, I'm just playing the song, dude.
Leave it alone.
I'm just playing the song. And then he's like, no. But he's like, he's like, and he's like,
This is my
technique.
space spaghetti
And
arms.
then he's like, no, like, especially with the solo, and I want to be like you. You were like, if you put your hand here, you're gonna have so much more control. And I literally did it, and I was like, oh my god, that's like 7 years of like struggle and
Yeah,
like
okay.
back pain and everything.
Technique's such
And
a
then he
massive
just
thing,
comes
isn't
in
it?
and he's like, yeah, you just
Suddenly
do
like
this.
clicks once you find
That's
the right
amazing.
technique.
Yeah, and still though, I'm not there yet. Like I still do it. I still see pictures and videos now, and I'm like, fuck.
That's what I love
Like-
about you guys though, is that thing where you're a real team. That's
Oh yeah, we
that's
all want each other
brilliant to
to.
see.
Yeah.
We enjoy spending time together, so I think that's a big part of it. Like,
Well, you
You've gotta like
you get
each other,
yoga
do you
and eggs cooked at 4 o'clock.
exactly.
In
You
the
know
morning,
what I mean, I can't complain.
But no, we all switch instruments as well when we get a chance.
Yeah, that's it. So how many instruments do you each play? I mean, because
Well,
I
no,
play
like-
triangle. You need a triangle, right? Or a tambourine. Probably fuck that up though.
No, I mean like it's all like solidly like one, but I don't know, like I did bass on the demos that I sent the boys,
Wow. Okay.
And
I think we
I
all play a bit
program the
of,
drums.
like-
Yeah, but
most
then you
musicians
play
do a
guitar
bit,
and
yeah.
sing. You play guitar and you can sing. You can sing too, which you didn't know, but now we know.
Oh, that's cool.
We
Then,
brought
man.
that
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Nell
Yeah.
does backing vocals now, so
Brilliant.
yeah. And you play drums really well.
I actually started out music with drums when I was like 8 or 9. Yeah.
See,
Always learning.
here it-
We're learning new things
exclusive.
today.
I knew that. How did you not know that?
I did not know that.
Really?
Yeah, I did
So you
like.
talk to him.
They don't tell me nothing.
Let's play secrets. Right, let's get it all out
Let's
there.
not play secret.
That's so cool. I didn't
That sounds
know.
like a
You didn't tell me
dangerous
that.
game.
I went 3 years to a drum school, like an actual.
Oh wow,
drum
man!
school.
Right.
That's why
Oh,
you
it's all
get
coming
me.
out now, isn't it?
And I used to know how to read like sheet music and everything.
I haven't
I'm
even.
always
I haven't
going-
been 3 years at a drum school. you
Like
know.
I always
Rather
like
than
sometimes when I
use
feel like I
anything.
can't communicate the drum idea to Arlen,
Yeah.
even though he gets me, I don't have a good way of like explaining because I'm not a drummer. But same with guitar with Nell, like actually like you translate really well for me. Like, because I'll just like say a certain song or a certain part of a song, or I'll just sing it or I'll tap it on him or anything, and he's just like he'll go to
Bosh,
Arlen
okay.
and then he's got it.
Okay.
And same, but I have that with you as well a lot of the time. Like, what? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like these guys. Like, without them, like my brain would be like
No,
mush.
that's
Like
teamwork.
they literally are like translators for me.
Because we used to work all in tech together,
Oh wow! Okay.
and I used to speak to the clients, and I used to be the bridge between. Like Flipper speaking click beeps with all the technical jargon.
There's a lot of laughter going
Am I
on behind
missing
the
the
camera
joke?
right now.
Like,
I feel like we should flip the camera around.
You are technical guys. And back in the, oh no, all right. Do you know what? Cut, edit, whatever. Cool. Right, so good. Thanks guys. Thanks, anyway, yeah, well, sure, is that bloody whiskey kicking in? Right. So,
oh, finally!
Ali, you're crying.
Wipe those tears.
Right. So I know you can't see us, right? But they're lying. You can see it on their faces. They're laughing with lies. So, right.
I do that every day.
So dream lineup then, guys. So if you could go on tour, and this band was supporting you, you're headlining. This band is supporting you. It's a 4-piece, right? Who are you going to have?
We've got to make the lineup.
Yep.
Of the band.
Yeah.
So they could be
Any band.
dead or alive, but they're
Yeah,
supporting
and we're
you because
headlining.
you're
Nirvana.
headlining.
Yeah, we're
Just
we're-
Nirvana. It doesn't need to
But
replace
how are
anyone.
we couldn't do that. to
Chili's.
What do you mean?
Nirvana. Like they're
No,
Nirvana.
as in you got to like take members and put them into a
You're-
new
you're-
form.
Wait, what?
Ultimate band.
Oh, they're right here.
You got to make.
What to play with?
Yeah, that's going to warm up for you. You're headlining.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the lineup
Hang on,
of the
let's
band.
start again, right?
Okay,
so
wait.
the most
Support
amazing venue you could ever play, or festival, or whatever. What would it be?
Ooh. Oh my god, we can't design it ourselves.
I'm gonna go with whatever you say because I feel that.
Well, you go first then.
Yeah.
I've already got mine.
I'm gonna be on your Smashing Pumpkins.
Soundgarden,
I thought we were
Smashing
doing
Pumpkins.
venues.
Yeah.
What's happening here? What is happening?
Right, best venue to play at, or gig, or festival. Just
venue.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll.
What? I thought you said lineup.
Then
Oh,
we changed, right? We changed because it was too
Pay
difficult.
attention, for Christ's sake.
So, right,
See, it's
Ultimate-
this thing
ultimate
called
venue.
gin, right?
ultimate venue to play at, or festival.
Wembley Stadium.
Right, Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
You're headlining Wembley Stadium.
Yes.
Right, but you
I
have
see
to
it now.
choose a support band. Right, of your choosing who the members are of that support band to warm up for you.
The members of
Yeah,
that
you have to
support
pick
band.
the members. 4 members.
So it could be.
Oh
yeah.
fuck!
No, there we go.
Oh, no, that is
no,
too
no,
difficult.
but dead or alive, right?
did you 3 not get that?
That's
Amazing.
Right, dead or alive.
Jimmy
band-
on guitar.
Jimmy, yeah, I mean, that's a good start.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about that. Well, now there's too many.
Oh my
too
god.
difficult.
Yeah, it is quite difficult, isn't it?
What about Kurt Cobain though?
What about him?
I love asking this
He could be
question.
on,
See, it's
I
great.
really want. I quite like Buddy Rich.
Wait, Dave Grohl on drums forever.
okay.
Yeah, they've
No.
Every
drums.
day of my life.
I
Jeff
mean, like, I
Buckley
love
on vo-
Dave
on
Grohl
vocals.
on
Jeff
drums, but
Buckley
no,
on
there's
No.
other people I'd pick over Dave Grohl. He's a great
Well, let's have
drummer.
a
He
vote.
doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it.
Let's have
Sorry, Dave.
Let's
Oh yeah,
vote,
no, the
let's
guy
vote, right?
from
So who votes
Smashing
for-
Pumpkins.
He's really.
Jimmy Chamberlain.
Yeah, Jimmy Chamberlain's good.
Tough-
No, but
tough
I
question,
prefer
that.
Dave Grohl. No, I love them both.
Any other takers for Dave?
Can we just have them both? Can we have 2 drums?
Yeah, can we have 2 drum
Up
kits?
2, right?
Yeah, alternate.
Boom.
Right, got 2.
Yeah, there we
right.
go.
King
Dave
Gizzard and the
Grohl.
Lizard Wizard.
Bass.
2 drummers.
Oh, a bit Flea.
Oh yeah, it's got to be Flea on bass. Yeah.
Has to be Flea. No?
Vocals,
Yeah.
Disagree.
vocals, Jeff Buckley.
Jeff
I mean, I
Buckley,
love.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I do love Flea. He's played on. Yeah, no, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with Flea.
Who's
I'll
got it?
I'll
That's-
settle.
right.
I'll settle.
Guitar.
we don't know, but we said Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
but
Jimmy?
No, I
Would
wouldn't.
be an obvious
I think
choice,
Hendrix
but-
is too much of his own,
Okay.
Yeah.
like, you know.
Jimi
Mark
Hendrix is like
Knopfler.
the whole band.
Mark
Yeah,
Knopfler's a
exactly,
great guitarist,
exactly,
like, yeah.
exactly. So who would have on guitar? I want Smashing Pumpkins guitarist.
You'll say Slash, won't you?
I would say Slash.
I can never say his name. The Japanese guy.
James Iha.
James
Okay.
Iha. Yeah. He's like.
Singing.
That made it sound like
Jeff
you think
Buckley.
he's
Jeff
rap.
Buckley, yeah.
Right. There we have it. So,
Oh,
guys, come on
actually,
in now.
no.
Wait.
You don't know
I changed my mind.
Here's
Right.
one I made earlier.
Chris Cornell,
Eddie Vedder.
Okay.
Chris Cornell.
hands down.
Ah.
Right.
I have
So,
a rapper as well, Zach De La Rocca.
I don't want a rapper.
What?
No.
Rage Against the Machines. singing.
Yeah, but he's not singing. He's rapping.
Yeah, so you can have another element to it. You can have a sung bit and a rap bit. Every
I mean, I
night.
think.
Pianist, come on. Who's on the viola?
right,
That's right.
which orchestra, right,
Alright.
would you most like to work with?
Orchestra.
Yeah,
I don't
that was
know.
sarcasm, by the way.
So the
She's like,
London Minute Orchestra.
Right, guys. So a serious one now. What?
revising your orchestras.
What?
Yes.
All down to the whole
Crazy
section
stuff.
a lot. What advice would you give to any other bands just starting out?
Go to gigs.
Be confident and
That's a
go to
great one.
gigs.
Yeah.
Talk to people.
Yeah, talk.
Networking, it's all about networking.
We
I
had
think-
a chat about that on the tube.
Yeah, yeah. I think like you've got to be open with people and just like make an effort to sort of interact as much as possible. Be
But-
social, like yeah. like going
Yeah,
to
but
gigs,
don't
that sort of
fake
thing.
it though.
No, not in a fake way.
That's-
You've
that's-
got
No,
you've got to
I'm
be
just saying
interested,
that in
like
there.
for real, like.
But that's why you
genuine
would
and
be
honest,
there, though.
right? Genuine and
Yeah.
honest.
Like if
which
you're
is good.
not, if you don't have that I'm sorry if I diss like anyone, but like if you don't have that natural instinct to like, I don't know, talk to other people in music.
Well, I never did when I first started out.
Yeah,
That's why
but
I
did
said-
you never get like?
No, this is why
I would
this
love
is why
to
my
know what
first-
you're doing, or like how do you do that, or
Yeah,
who
but-
are you
but-
playing with,
No,
or
so that's why, like, I remember telling you about this before. Like, in one of the first bands I was ever in, that was, I think, one of the main reasons why we never really broke it onto the
Yeah.
next level. We got like loads of gigs, and loads of people said that they really liked us, but we were very sort of
Insular,
withdrawn.
perhaps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
into
yeah.
ourselves, like way too much, and we
Yeah.
never like pushed ourselves. Like, to be fair, it was probably because we were all smoking too much, but we we never.
But I smoked loads at that time, and I was
help with
talking
mine,
to
honestly.
everybody, giving them. Like, no, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your
It's
personality.
your
Yeah,
personality, but I think you can sort of learn that sort of thing and like it can sort of grow. if you
Just
know what I
work hard. Do not give up.
Yeah, work
Because if you're
hard.
gonna stop,
That's a big one. I
if
think,
you're
don't
gonna
give
stop
up, right?
because it's been 5 years of hell or like
Yeah.
hard work, then what then? Then you haven't done it anyway.
No, there's a few bands we work very close with, and they've been doing it for 8 to 10 years, and they're just starting to go now. And you've just got to stick in with the
Yeah,
hard work.
man,
I
stick
think
with it.
people. We interviewed Charlie Ashcroft the other week, coming out soon. Lovely guy. And we were having these conversations because Charlie's a good friend and stuff, and it was that thing of people when people can see that when you've worked hard and you've kept going and you've not given in and you've kept innovating yourself and you're still going out and supporting other artists and you're a real team together. I mean, as a consumer or someone that loves going out to see the bands, and when you see that, it just adds that little extra of reality. And it just, I think I'll go a bit more crazy on the dance floor, even though I look silly dancing. But as
Don't
you know,
we all,
Oh man, we've had some great people dancing.
but you know what I
on
mean,
our
right? You just
shows.
get more involved, I think, because it just feels
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
And that's what I love about the scene at the moment is the realness
Well,
of it
we've
all.
met some like. Well, I personally have met some of the most awesome girls at the gigs. You know, it's not just like, oh, guys on girls and like.
Oh, it's not a
girls
school
on guys.
disco with boys and girls on the one
No,
side and have a
man,
dance
like,
at
I've
10
met
to 12.
so many girls that I'm like, oh my god, like I actually feel like I'm
remember
not
school
like
discos.
alone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
Like
it's a
growing
community
up,
again.
like growing up as like a chick, like in Surrey or whatever, or in Holland. Like every time I go back to the village now, like they'll just look at me like I'm like some weirdo because I wear a leather jacket and they don't. But like in London, these girls that I meet at the gigs, and I work with some of them actually, and they keep showing up, and I'm just like, wow, like. It's fine. You can just absolutely
Yeah.
be yourself, and
That's
like
it's the same with blokes, right? You meet them at the bar, you shake hands, you have a hug, how you doing, bruv? Wicked. See them at the next one, how you doing, bruv? Have a pint together.
Yeah, that's it. There's a lot
Years
Mate.
ago, it never
Yeah.
it used to be it used to be all testosterone.
yeah, no,
And
so
it's great.
nice
People
now.
are just it's bringing down barriers, building
Just
bridges.
feel
It's-
comfortable
it's
within themselves.
awesome,
But
isn't it?
also, it's also just taking that time. Like, if someone is an asshole to you, like that's just my advice as well. to anybody doing anything, doesn't matter if it's music or whatever, like you just got to be like, okay, well that's clearly your problem. Like you go.
You don't know what's going on in their world either. To be honest,
No,
they
so
could
you
have
just
a
have
really
to go
shit
like,
day as well.
okay.
Just
Like,
step away. You're
I
right.
can't. I'm not going to shout at you. I'm not going to get upset with you. You can call me whatever you want.
Don't take things too
Just
personally.
get
Take it
on
a
with
pinch
what
of
you're
salt.
doing.
Well said, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
So, guys, it's been amazing to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Big love as always.
Thanks for
Thank
having
Can't
me.
you.
wait to do some more shows with you.
Yeah,
Can't wait for these guys that are watching and listening to come and see you guys in the flesh. Come and sign some autographs and stuff.
Nice.
So, any last thoughts that you'd like to say to your fans or the people watching?
Thank you for your support.
Yeah,
We love you.
Keep coming to the gigs. It's only going to get better.
Let's get fucked up. No, it's like, thank you so much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Arlen's ready for a fag. Niall's about to pull out the whiskey. Yeah, and Alex and SJ just going to have a nice glass of water.
Yeah.
So again, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Love what you're doing. It's amazing.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for having us.
Hey, awesome sauce.
Awesome
That was
sauce.
cool.
Get lost in the stars. I wasn't. Should we all go
Yeah.
to the pub now?